I am here to tell you a secret. Maybe you know about it, maybe not. But the thing is that most e-commerce Google Ads accounts have the same 5 problems. And I find them in about 15 minutes, every single time. So if you're spending money on Google Ads for your Shopify store, and you can tell me with a straight face that your account is profitable, the problem is almost never the thing your agency or a previous freelancer keeps blaming. It's something more boring, and it's costing you about a third, if not more, of your budget. And I'm going to show you exactly what to look at in the order I personally look at the accounts. So by the end of this video, you can run the same audit yourself. A quick context on the account. First of all, it's anonymized. It's a real onboarding with a real client, real numbers. It has about $4,000 a month in ad spend, 2 active campaigns, PMAX and search, and ROAS here is reported around 3 to 4. But it doesn't mean that everything is working well with this account. So now we're going to dive in, and I'm going to show you a lot of opportunities here that will help improve the performance. What I want to walk you through today is exactly what I found. 5 things in the order I found them, with what each one looks like inside the account, and how you would verify it on your own. There's nothing that special about it. It's relatively boring. They're not technical debt you need a developer to fix, and most of them are settings problems that can take 5 minutes once you know how to look, which is the depressing part, because they've been costing the owner real money for months and nobody checked. If you run Shopify store and you've been with the same Google Ads agency or freelancer for more than few months, do this audit yourself today. Even if you find nothing, at least you will know that everything is all right. First things first, we have the conversion. Let's go to conversion by selecting goals, conversions, and clicking on summary. Now we scroll down and we click on view all conversion actions. And this will show us all the conversions that are set up on account level. So as you can see, there were 2 primary conversion candidates here. One was from the GA4 and the other was from Universal Analytics. Someone who doesn't know, Universal Analytics ceased to exist a few years ago and was replaced by Google Analytics 4. So this is a very, very old source of data. And of course, it is not active. Now, the second conversion might look nice because it actually reflects the real value that we see in the Shopify store. So that is great. But the issue here is with the source. The source is Google Analytics 4. We want our source to be native Google Ads tag. Why? Because this makes the advertising much more accurate and personalized. For example, it can help personalize the ads because Google Ads native tag will send more additional data to Google Ads platform than just the event numbers and the value. So you get much better ways to personalize your ads, and also in terms of optimization and things like running retargeting campaigns, there's many benefits to that. Google Analytics 4 can be used as a secondary channel just to make sure that the data in Google Ads matches the data in Google Analytics 4. That's the purpose. Second of all, you can see here that we have 2 primary conversions, and if you know that we need only 1 primary conversion on account level, which is the most important thing we're trying to get. In our case, as a Shopify store owner, this is a purchase. And the other thing, like local action, other engagements, these are kind of engagements in Google Maps that user might save your location, save the address. This is not relevant to us. So we want it to be secondary, not remove this conversion completely, keep it there to track the performance as an additional metric, additional indicator that we can rely on, but do not make it as a primary. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is policy violations. Let's head to Tools, Troubleshooting, and click on Policy Manager. And you can see here that there are few ads that triggered policy violations. Policy violations is something that Google found that violates the policy in Google Ads, and in very severe cases it can lead to account suspension. You want to avoid that. Ideally, you don't want to have any policy violations in your account. You don't want to have bad reputation with Google. So you need to either remove, try to appeal, which in most cases it doesn't work unless it's a very specific case, but you need to involve Google support team for that, or try to edit and recreate it. Try to understand why is it disapproved. For example, here, destination not working. It's 404 page. You just need to update the landing page. And even if the ad is paused, you can still get policy violations for that ad. So you always want to run your account clean. If it's an old ad, just remove it. If it's a new existing ad that is active, try to improve it, appeal, or recreate. This is very important. Do not neglect this. You can see here, for example, recreational drug. This is a very bad policy violation. And in this case, it has nothing to do with the client. But because the topic here is somewhat similar, then it triggers it. And we need to resolve it as soon as possible. So this is thing number 2. All right, let's move to step number 3, the Performance Max campaign setup. So I'm heading to campaigns. Click on campaigns again. There are the campaigns menu. I don't understand why Google makes it 3 clicks just to get to the campaigns, but okay, that's a subject to another video. So here we have PMAX. Let's click on it. And if we're looking at the asset groups, we have only one group that has about 400 products inside it. Everything from $2 accessories to 500 plus items, all in the same bucket, sharing the same headlines, same images, same signals, same budget, everything. And in this case, algorithm has no way to distinguish your best products from your filler products. There's no brand exclusion list applied to PMAX, which means that PMAX has been serving on people typing the actual brand name of the company into Google. So branded traffic always converts. It's like the people who already know you, they visited your website, etc. And in this case, PMAX takes the credit to himself and not brand search campaign, for example. So the reported ROAS of this PMAX campaign gets inflated. You think it's great, and then all of a sudden you out of this existing website visitors pool, because they're gonna run out eventually if you don't have proper cold traffic, and then the ROAS will drop. So the fix here in this case has 2 parts. First of all, restructure the asset groups, one for hero products and high average order value items, and one for everything else. 2 asset groups mapped according to their actual margin and conversion behavior. Then we need to build a brand list and apply it as a campaign level exclusion so that the PMAX will not steal brand search customers. And the reported ROAS will drop, but it will start finally telling you the truth behind the numbers. Now let's head back to campaigns. And now I want to select search campaigns. Let me click on it. I want to click here on campaign settings. And now when I go to bidding strategy, you can see here that it is set up as maximize clicks, not maximize conversions, not maximize target ROAS, maximize clicks. And for e-commerce store, maximize clicks is almost, it never works. It's a horrible approach because what it tells Google is to give you as many clicks on your ad as possible, for the lowest cost, but there is no conversions involved. I mean, no purchases. So it just clicks, people just click on the ad, you pay, and that's it. So the campaign was bringing cheap traffic that didn't convert. And the data backed it up, because cost per conversion on this campaign was like $206. And cost per conversion on PMAX was 48. See the difference? The search campaign was costing 4 times more per conversion on a campaign type that usually should be the one that brings the most efficient results, because search campaigns have higher intent. And the keyword setup here made it worse, because there's about 20 keywords. Most of them have broad match. Let me show you this. Let's click on keywords, and you can see that all the keywords are in broad match. And they triggered over 2,000 different search terms over the past few months. And most of these terms had nothing to do with the store. So the bidding strategy was wrong, and the match types were too loose. And the negative keyword list, which exist on account level, they were not applied, they were just saved as a library. They were not applied to this campaign. So the campaign was actively burning budget on irrelevant traffic. To fix this, first of all, verify your negative keywords list. Make sure that it is actually applied to your active campaigns. Then tighten the match types of your keywords from broad match to phrase or exact match. And most importantly, switch from maximize clicks to maximize conversions once the conversion tracking is working and it's fixed. Don't switch it before that, because switching to conversion-based strategy with the broken conversion tracking just means that the algorithm will optimize towards fiction faster. 5 things. Total time to find was about 15 minutes. Don't take me exactly for that time. You can see that we found, first of all, a lot of issues in the conversion tracking. The conversion tracking had some irrelevant sources, old ones, and duplicated primary conversions. Then we found policy violations, and afterwards we found in Performance Max just one asset group for 400 different products with no brand exclusion. And we also found in search campaigns the bidding strategy was maximize clicks. If you take everything and fix it all, fix these 5 issues, you will get at least 30 to 40% better budget efficiency. And more importantly, better results, more sales within the same budget. So the reason I made this video is that none of these are unusual. I see at least 3 of these issues on every account I audit. And the agency or the freelancer, they set things up, then the account gets drifted, maybe passed down several agencies, and then nobody looks at it. So if your store has been running Google Ads for months and nobody has done a structured check in a while, this is what's probably waiting for you. If you want me to do this account audit on your account directly, the free audit form is linked in the description. I review every submission, and if your account is a fit, I'll send you back exactly what I need to get started. If it's not fit, I will tell you that as well. If this format is useful and you want more videos like this, hit subscribe, because next week I'm going to share more useful insights regarding Google Ads. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.